Hello beautiful people, and welcome to Yoga with Tracy in this most spectacular setting out here in the bush. Welcome to your mat. Today I'm going to take you through a 2-sequence Surya Namaskar, or otherwise known as Sun Salutations. Our Sun Salutations are really fantastic for a couple of reasons. They're fantastic to warm up the body. They're only usually between 5 and 10 minutes long, so great if you're just rolling out of bed, or perhaps you just don't feel like doing yoga today. I always come to my mat when I don't feel like doing yoga. I always do a couple rounds of what we call Sun Salutations, just so I know I can tick that box and say that I've done something really fantastic for myself today. When we go through this practice, I'm going to remind you, as I do every class with all my yoga participants, I call yoga your yoga. And what I mean by that is, this is an opportunity to listen to your body and what it's expressing. Your body might be trying to communicate some tightness, pain. You might be working through some injuries, which you can always do yoga managing those injuries if you learn to listen to them and work with them. So if something doesn't sit right, like a pose that I give you, or perhaps it physically doesn't feel right today, I'm going to ask you to skip that pose, wait for the next one to come along, and perhaps tomorrow you can try it, or in a week or a month, or perhaps never. It doesn't really matter. It's your yoga. Yoga is designed to nurture your body. It brings joy, it brings energy. So if it's not something that doesn't serve you in a positive way, that's okay, just pop it aside. So what we're going to do is stand up, come to the tops of our mats. I'll obviously start facing you. Your mat might be long ways, you might be sideways like me. Whatever you're wearing will be fantastic. You can do it in your pajamas if you like. You can do it naked if you like. I don't mind. But welcome to Yoga with Tracy, Sun Salutations. So coming up to about 2/3 the way up your mat, what I always ask people to do is when they get to the top of their mat, just look forward and just start marching out your feet. And when I ask you to place your feet down, find that place where you feel like you've got that beautiful 50-50 balance between left and right. Balance between forward and backward. Find that place where you feel you've got this perfect or almost perfect alignment, because there's no such thing as perfection. We know that. Once you're there, just take a little bend of the knees and just lift yourself up. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and just exhale. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and just let your arms just calm down by your side. Fan out the fingers so we're springing out that energy to those fingertips. So what we've created here is this beautiful Tadasana, our mountain pose. This base is nice and strong and balanced. As we inhaled up the body and lifted that breath up to the crown, we've risen up to the peak of our beautiful mountain pose. And we've got this beautiful balance between height and lifted, yet grounded and certain about our future, which is what we need to be, we need to place, we need to resonate in at the moment. So while you're there, inhale, take a nice big breath up. Reach your arms overhead, take a hold of your left wrist, and just come into a gentle, gentle side bend. I'm working with some trees here, as you can see. So this is this gorgeous stretch up the side body. Nothing too vigorous, we're still warming up this body. Inhale, rise, switch wrist, and a gentle pull to the other side. Really gentle there. Inhale, rise up. Press the palms together, bringing them down to your heart. We've got many names for this. Namaste hands, prayer hands, or high five hands. Whatever suits you and what you feel comfortable in calling them. When we bow our head, which I'm going to ask you to do now, when we bow our head, remember you're just taking a quiet moment to honor yourself, to show a little gratitude by saying thank you to my body. I'm going to move with gentleness. I'm going to move with kindness today, and I'm going to listen to what you need. That's what we call our Namaste hands. So if you're at the top of your mat, you're still hip width apart. Let's inhale, rise up through those elbows. Press the palms. We're going to melt down. So bend the knees, slide down that center line, and find what we call forward fold. So the finger pads come to floor. Notice the knees are really soft here because we haven't really warmed up the back body yet. Let the head hang and just give yourself a little wriggle here. Wriggle the shoulders, wriggle the neck, and just let the tension start to melt off you. Or if you're just waking up, let that stiffness come out of you. Few little back bends here, not back bends, flat back I should call that. You get to know me, I like to make little mistakes along the way. Hands to shins, inhale, wave the spine long. We've got almost an L shape if we straighten those legs. And then just exhale, tuck the chin, let yourself hang and melt. Inhale, press the chest long. We've got the scoop up the front body to support the lower back. Exhale, melt. One more time, inhale. Then I'm going to get you to place your finger pads down and step back to your downward facing dog. So bend knees, spring back, whichever foot you like, bringing those feet down. So when we look at this pose, first thing I want you to do is keep the knees bent for now, relaxed. We're not warm enough yet to straighten those legs. The hands are about shoulder width apart and the feet are about hip width apart, or two fists, I like to say. We're just a little soft here, a little bouncy, a little wriggly, a little caterpillar on my mat. Let's just move him out the way. From here, sit your bottom back like a little spring. We're going to power forward into a plank. So how we do this, we're going to lift the hips up really high and then roll out the front spine or wave it forward. I tend to need to walk my hands a little bit to create a bit of space there. And we've got this beautiful long spine. We're scooped up that front body. Knees down, diagonal plank, relax the feet, lower down. As you get to the bottom, drop the hips first, then the belly, and then you can lower your chest. Roll your shoulders higher than your elbows. Inhale and wave up the front body. That means roll it up just a little bit, not too far. We don't want to put any pressure on that lower back. As you start to exhale, peel back to your knees, tuck your toes, and we're going to lift the hips up and descend with bent knees into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's inhale from here. So soften knees, soften elbows. Inhale, rise up through that right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, drive the knee into the belly. And then from here, squeeze up to create space to step that foot through. Holding here. If here's an option, if that's a little too strong for you, we're in our down dog. We're going to drop the knees, grab a hold of the right foot, step it through, and then elevate to meet everybody else at the same alignment. Perfectly done. All of you can pop those back knees down, and we're just going to wriggle back and forth with a couple of breaths just to warm up these hips and prepare them for a little extra movement. Sit back just a little bit. Inhale, wave the spine long. Exhale, as you rise up, exhale, scooping that front body. Inhale, exhale, press forward. So now we're stretching the front hip flexor on the left side. Breathe in, lower your hands. Are you ready? Prepare, step back to down dog. Inhale, elevate the back knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time you can have a little walk of those knees. So bend and press from one foot to the other. Perfect. All right, we're going to move on to the left leg. Inhale, rise up through that left leg, or option to place the knees down. Squeeze that knee into the belly, in and up, create space, look forward, step your left foot up to the wrist or the thumb there. So we'll also be arriving in this beautiful elevated lunge position. Let's place the back knee down, have a little play with those hips. So we're resetting the hips to find that nice square alignment that your pelvis naturally should be in. Takes a little load off that back. Sitting back just a little bit. Inhale, wave the spine long. Exhale, rise up, scooping from root, so the pelvic floor muscles scoop up the lower abs, lengthen up the spine, the front spine. Inhale with those elbows. I nearly fell over. Exhale, press forward. So again, once again, this is where you're going to feel it, just in that front body here. Some of you may be sitting back, some of you may be further forward. That's perfect. Let's inhale, hands to floor, elevate the knee, exhale, downward facing dog. Have a little walk, and here I'm going to ask you to take a nice big breath in and give me some lion's breath, which is to stick the tongue out and give me a loud out breath. Very detoxifying. Let's do one little yoga flow here. So we learned this earlier. We're going to inhale, rise up through those hips and power your body forward into your plank. Well done. Knees down, exhale, lower, diagonal plank, hips, belly, chest, shoulders high. Inhale, roll up. Your little roll up might be tiny, or it might be coming up a little high, depending on how that back is feeling today. Exhale, peel back to your knees, float your hips really tall. Well done. Let's inhale, right leg floats. Exhale, squeeze inward and upward, create that space, or help the foot if you need to. Now we're going to come into a high lunge. So bend the back knee, we're prepared for this. We sit back a little bit, inhale the spine long, exhale, rise up, scoop, scoop, scoop that front body. Straighten out those legs. Inhale. We're going to take 5 fists of fire here. So nice big fist. Exhale, drop down into a really deep lunge. And exhale, pull your fists to your hips. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale. You can add the lion's breath if you want. Inhale. Love a good stick of the tongue. One more time. well done. Reach forward, prepare, inhale, lengthen, exhale, downward facing dog. Have a little walk, take a big breath in, lion's breath. We're all fierce this morning. Inhale, float your left leg up, nice and tall, three-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze inward and upward, look forward, create that space to step through. Back knee bends deeply. Sit your hips back, inhale, spine long. Exhale, we're gonna rise. Inhale, rise up, nice and tall. Exhale, fists of fire. Add the tongue if you want. Oh, that was a good one. 3 more. 2. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale, hands to floor. Exhale, down dog. Let's do one more flow today. Really fire up this body, getting prepared. Inhale, rise up. Scoop your belly over an imaginary hedge. So we've got that beautiful long belly. Knees down, exhale. Roll and inhale, rise. Let that heart float outward. Then peel back, exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath in, let it out. And from here, place the knees down. So for some of you, that is a beautiful, vigorous warm-up for the morning or for the day, or instead of a caffeine boost. I know I love both. That might be your warm-up to start your practice this morning. You may just want to go straight into Shavasana, our corpse pose, and just have some beautiful quiet time, meditation or relaxation, or however you relate to that. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. I really appreciate your support here at Yoga with Tracy. Namaste.